There's a disintegration going on that we really have to address. Our values have been lessened to a great degree. VH1's been pretty cool. They don't show too much craziness on their channel, but other Viacom channels do. So I think that we should address this as a community as to what it's doing to the culture. People can say all they want to, that there's no reason for these kids to listen to music and then go shoot somebody. But, you know, there's something that's triggering these buttons. It's very obvious when you hear words and lyrics, whether I'm talking about just plain disintegration, where you're not even speaking the truth anymore. And the violent imagery that's permeated the society and our music. The sampling is getting to the point where it's out of hand too. Pretty soon we'll be sampling the sample.
When I was 16, I was completely broke and needed to go get a job, so I got the Yellow Pages out and I couldn't find one thing. So I decided I was going to push as hard as I could to be a musician and win at it. So it's really hard to watch other musicians because you tend to, you know, it's like a painting you want to make straight or whatever. You just hear it, music like you hear it. Doesn't mean that, you know, what they're doing isn't of merit. It's a double-edged sword, you know. A lot of artists aren't getting paid full scale for their art, and the internet, because of downloading and things like that, is kind of like a black hole, and it's hard to audit, it's hard to get accounting, and it's not that it's just about the money, but it's about justice and fairness. And when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same time take, you know, 80% of your earnings, then expect you to fix your own communities, and they'll probably edit all of this out.
There's a few things I wanted to get out of my system, mainly the Crystal Ball project, which was a reissue of a lot of the bootlegs that have been coming out. All over the world, I'm probably one of the most bootlegged artists out there. I wanted to clean that up and get the real good mixes out and let people hear what they're really supposed to sound like, if ever given the chance to complete them. The best thing you can do is go back and get those mixes again and fix them up the way you always saw them completed, and then, you know, reissue them. I had searched deep within my heart and spirit, and I wanted to make a change and move to a new plateau in my life. And one of the ways in which I did that was to change my name. It sort of divorced me from the past and all the hang-ups that go along with it, as it's been well chronicled in deep dispute with my record label. We had some issues that basically about ownership of the music and how often I was supposed to record. And I really searched deep within to find out the answer to whether fame was most important to me or my spiritual well-being, and I chose the latter. I pretty much wanted to be dependent upon God, and when you get the inner calling to do something and you know that you're being inspired by God, you pretty much know you better.
It's helped the people who sell the music. You know, for an artist, you know, they don't make the money they used to. And I think we tend not to value things we can get for free. If you put anything in the place of music and say you got it for free, you'll see what I'm talking about. My problem is when the industry covers the music. See, covering music means that your version doesn't exist anymore. A lot of times people think I'm doing Sinead O'Connor's song and Shaka Khan's song. In fact, I wrote those songs. It's okay when my friends ask to do them, but there's this thing called the compulsory license law, which allows artists through the record companies to take your music at will without your permission. And that doesn't exist in any other art form, be it books, movies. You know, there's only one version of Law and Order. There are many people playing with words and language for all of history, but there's so much craziness on the internet now. I don't want to take no. There have been a few journalists that have taken a stand and spoke on it, but, you know, I don't know.